This woman was part of a group of people who they trained to try to be ICE interrupters. And what they try to do is observe what ICE is doing, film them, and try to use their white privilege, to be honest. They're mainly white people.
Which is what we ask.
Which is what we ask them to do, right?
Yeah.
Because Black people, like, we can't put our bodies on the line because cops will shoot us. And so the presumption had been, particularly a white woman, because remember, part of the rationale for doing this with ICE is to save white women, pristine white women, from being ravaged by, criminal brown.
So, I mean, like, who's the real victim here? Like, I mean, this is kind of like a victim Olympics between, like, the Black community and then, I guess, white liberal women. I guess there's a competition going on to see who could be more of a victim. Just let us, us Black people, right? We can't go out there and protest, and put ourselves on the line, right? Like, our lives are too valuable. Like, Black lives matter way more than any other color. Like, if you're not Black, your life doesn't matter as much as a Black person's life, right? So we want you to go out there and put your life on the line, right? Because we just can't do it. Like, the police, as soon as they see us, they're gonna shoot us. I mean, what a load of shit. I mean, it's crazy, like, how these people even have airtime on TV. Like, what are they even talking about? Like, low IQ conversations. It's crazy how she claims white privilege, right? But yet still it was a white woman who got shot. So how is that? Explain to me how that is white privilege again. Like, white privilege, I guess, is to get shot, like, by an ICE officer. I mean, granted, she did try to use a vehicle as a weapon, but, like, that's basically what she's saying, right? Joy Reid is basically saying, yo, us Black people, like, our lives are too valuable, right? We can't do that shit. Like, we can't, you know what I'm saying? We're not built. So you white folks, use your white privilege, right? Because they're not going to shoot you, and put your life on the line for everybody else. I can't believe what I just watched.
I have to be honest, I have never felt so unsafe in this city. A few months ago at our bar, there's a group of people that will descend. We have to shut down all the time, 45 people. Two women in the group started breaking glass in our bar, stabbing each other. Our bartender called us. We pulled up the security cameras live. She was screaming. Blood splattered on the security cameras. The police came. No name was taken. No report. No accountability. And it's not an isolated incident. We've had people that have been 86. They come back with guns in hand, standing a foot off of our sidewalk for hours every single weekend. Every single weekend. Our staff is terrified. We've endured break-ins, vandalism. We've been held up by gunpoint. And it feels like no one is coming. What is going to happen? How is this acceptable? We need more trained police officers. We need them, like a ton. We are small business owners. We are the heartbeat of Portland, and we are hanging on by a thread. Everybody's leaving. I'm like, where are you going? We're leaving Portland. We're out of here. This is seriously life or death.
Well, I mean, there are some things you can take from that video, right? And that is that if you're planning to open a business, if you are an aspiring, entrepreneur, do not open any businesses in a predominantly blue city, because the policies that they have in place and the laws, they're always going to put the consumers first, and people who vandalize your shit in front of the person who actually owns the business. I really don't understand how these lawmakers don't understand, or these, people in power. You are hurting the small businesses, and, like, every city thrives off of those small businesses. If it weren't for the corner store or for the little, I don't know, like, little mini marts, the city, like, people would not be able to get the essentials that they need in their life. And even if you move up the ranks and you go to bigger companies like, Target, bigger establishments like Target, Walmart, all those stores and all those, convenience stores, or whatever the hell you want to call it, all those businesses are going to be moving out of the city. Because why would a business owner want to be losing money? And better yet, anytime somebody breaks into that store, if they steal a certain amount, if they don't steal over $1,000 worth of goods, or if they don't, they get away with it. So why the hell would anybody invest into a business in that city? And it's almost as if the lawmakers are working very hard to put these business owners at a disadvantage. And, this is exactly what happens when you introduce progressive policies and you go lighter on crime, you go softer on crime. People just think that they could do whatever the hell they want. And, it's incredible to see now these business owners are coming out and saying, like, bro, we need more police officers. Like, what are we doing here? No report taken is wild.
Now you're going to remember my name. You'll remember it because I'm not just fighting for my daughter. I'm fighting to make sure that what happens to me, to my family, never happens to another parent in this district. My daughter changed her identity not after years of discussion or family dialogue, not after joint input from both of her parents. No, this happened quickly, secretly, encouraged by a school appointed therapist and a system that never thought to include me. And the school didn't inform me, they didn't include me, they didn't even ask me, they replaced me. By the time I found out, I was already labeled the problem. My objections weren't treated as concerns, they were treated as opposition. My voice was dismissed as hateful, my presence undermined. The therapist, the school, and eventually the court-appointed investigator all decided that because I would affirm something, I didn't deserve to parent my daughter equally.
Now, me personally, I don't believe you should ever crash out over anything. Like for me, like personally, I don't think anything is that serious to like, risk your criminal record or like, put your life in danger, better yet, the life of your kids in danger. But this is 100% something that if a parent did crash out and did some crazy shit, like I probably would still say they're wrong for doing it, but I would understand why they did it. Not saying that they're right or justified in doing it, but you can understand how a parent might lose their mind. Because what do you mean I send my daughter or my daughter or son to school to learn ABCs, 1, 2, 3, 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 times 2 is 10, to learn the timetables and learn about history, geography, and they're being pushed LGBTQ stuff and changing identities. That there is no place for that. Some of these schools, man, bro, y'all really got some big balls. Pause. Because it's supposed to be a natural decision. If that child grows up and they want to be gay or they want to be, change their identity when they are of age and they understand how the real world actually works, that's their decision to make. Why is this being introduced so early in school or in their life? And like even the parents shouldn't be pushing this on to their kids. The kids should be able to choose, okay, once I get to a certain age, this is what I want to do with my life. But this just goes to show you how these progressive ideas and these liberal ideas are being pushed onto the children, which, like I said, when you look at it, it's actually a perfect plan. Because if you take all your feelings out of it and you look at it from a logical perspective, in regards to the goal that these people, the government, i.e., the system, is trying to achieve, how would we be able to change the world in the very near future? I'm talking about 50 to 100 years. All you would have to do is just indoctrinate the children, right? That's the way through women and kids are the best way to change a whole society and its cultural values.